Do you want to know how to be a successful single parent? Single parenting is tough. It's a whole different beast, but it is possible to be successful as a single parent. Many people have proven that over the years. I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about successful single parenting. In this video, we'll talk about some of the difficulties that single parenting presents and what you can do to conquer some of those obstacles and be more successful in your parenting. Single parenting is different. It's difficult because you don't have that person for backup, that person that is a second witness of what you're saying to your children. So you might say to your child, no, you can't do this. And if you are in a marriage relationship and that person is there with you, then they would say, I agree with your mother, or I agree with your father. You can't do that. That makes sense. So now you have another witness. Well, when you're by yourself, and you're raising the children alone, they have to decide whether your one witness is going to be good enough for them. And there definitely comes a point where they wonder and they test and they're not sure. They push back a little bit more. Other things that happen are children will leave one parent's home, go to another parent's home, and then essentially almost feel like they have to start over with the new structure each time they transition homes. This is difficult on the child, it's difficult on the parent. Parents who are single parents are often spread pretty thin. So they can have a hard time maintaining enough energy to accomplish all of the work and civic responsibilities, as well as all of the parenting and those personal things that have to be done in that relationship. It can be hard. In fact, it's probably important to just acknowledge that being a single parent is going to be a different experience than having a co-parenting situation where you have someone who is parenting alongside you. If you can accept that, then maybe you can make the very best out of it. I think there's some people who are determined for there to be no difference between a single parent home and a home where there are two parents raising the children, a mother and a father. It's not possible because children get different things from their parents and they are attached to them psychologically in different ways. When one of those attachments is damaged or non-existent, it does make a difference. We could talk at length about what type of difficulties single parents face, but instead let's talk about what you can do to be successful in your single parenting. If you've subscribed to this channel already, then you know I talk a lot about the principle self-government. Self-government is when you understand the cause and effect of any given situation, and then you possess a knowledge of your own behaviors so that you can control them. That means you analyze yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, and you make a plan for the future so that you can become the best version of yourself. Then you course correct as needed as you go through that journey. Children can also learn how to do this, but parents usually need to teach it to them. So when you are a self-governed parent, that means that you first point your parenting focus on yourself. Essentially, you do have to parent yourself. But that means you teach yourself the 4 basic skills of self-government, those skills that we teach our children with the Teaching Self-Government children's books. Skills like following instructions or accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences or disagreeing appropriately. When a person learns those 4 basic skills, that takes care of 99% of their behavioral problems. That includes parents. You'll probably also want to work on your calmness and self-regulation so that you are prepared to emotionally handle any of the parenting that needs to occur. Then the next thing you'll want to do is prepare ahead of time. When a parent prepares ahead of time, whether they're a single parent or whether they are a co-parent, they feel more secure and confident in the steps that they will take in their parenting. And you know what? It's not just them that feels more confident, but the children feel more confident too. So if you're going to teach a skill to your children like following instructions, teach it ahead of time. Then remind them when to use that skill. Then give them feedback after using that skill. Teaching your children deliberately ahead of time what is expected and following through with feedback is good parenting, no matter who's doing the parenting with you or not. It helps you maintain your consistency. Single parents often struggle with consistency because they have a hard time being everywhere at once. If you have certain skills and principles that you follow, then even if you missed a moment for parenting and recognized it afterward, you could come back to that parenting interaction even if it were days and weeks later by using the same exact skill sets that you would use right in the moment. This helps you maintain more consistency, and it also helps you maintain more calmness too. Part of parenting is establishing trust. There is a video called The 7 Strategies to Build Trust with Your Child that I highly recommend that you watch. It's coming up next. I'll see you there.